Jason Phillips, Michael Smith are the officials in today's game. Last year, the Clippers swept the Pacers 2-0. In the previous 10 seasons, Indiana had 8 sweeps in those 10 years. So the Clippers turning the tide last season. Tinsley takes it in. O'Neal goes hard over Kaman for the bucket. And the Pacers on the board first, with Jermaine O'Neal coming off his first 30-point performance in Friday's game against Atlanta. This is Kaman going right back and sweeping the boards. Austin Crozier, who ripped down 15 rebounds, tying his career high the other night. Tinsley gets the step, but comes up short. And now the fast break. And here is Maggette, who can run and likes to attack the basket, spends a lot of time at the foul line. Elton Brand, having an early MVP-type start, stays with it. One of the leading offensive rebounders in the league, but that's not a typical Brand offensive rebound. That he got the long bounce. He's usually inside grinding it out.
Still the same result. The Pacers gave up 24 offensive rebounds to Atlanta on Friday, which led to 23 second chance points. Rebounding the basketball at their defensive end and taking care of the basketball will really be significant factors for the Pacers today. 19 turnovers a game now in their last 6 is what the Pacers have averaged.
And there's the mini marquee matchup that we had mentioned earlier. Cassell and Tinsley, both agitators, love to get under the skin of their opponent, and they'll be doing it to one another. But Sam Cassell, what a story he has been. Last year, coming off a hip surgery with Minnesota, he missed 22 games. This is after the year before, where he helped lead the T-Wolves to 58 wins in a crack at the Western Conference Championship. And traded here to the Clippers. He's 36, his final year of his contract. He's playing for a new deal, and he has fit in so well as a leader, pulling this team together.
Well, you talk about what he did 2 years ago. It was also the first time that he made the All-Star game.
Right. When
he helped the Minnesota Timberwolves get to the Western Conference Finals. So he's a guy that can make plays, and he brings confidence to a team.
Swinging the ball around to the open man, Corey Maggette, who hits the 3. And the Clippers, one of the leading scoring teams in the league at 100 a game, get off to a 7-2 start. Steven Jackson's shot turns into a pass. O'Neal, though, can't get him the assist. Pacers have had that tendency, inability to finish off inside. Mobley with the 3, and he cans it with that lethal left hand. He was the 3rd best three-point shooter last year, hitting 150 at a high percentage, and then signing with the Clippers as a free agent. So you've seen Mobley and Cassell click here early. Timeout ended. LA time, and
everybody should have teammates like those guys.
Talking about the veterans, Cassell and Mobley, just make it easier for everybody else.
That's right.
Actually, right now, they are asleep in the truck.
I was waiting for you to throw a jab at them. Good look there.
Jackson swishes it in. So Jackson, off shooting night against Atlanta. He has been actually one of the hottest Pacers on the floor, and this goes against L.A. And Elton Brand has his first. How about the Clippers? One of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. That's one thing that hasn't been going for them. And they hit the back-to-back threes by Mobley and Maggette. Artest inside. And look who's guarding Ron Artest. It's Cuttino Mobley at 6'4" and 215. The Clippers not confident in the defensive work of Corey Maggette, who is the opposite small forward. So the pressure now on the smaller Mobley, an impossible one-sided mismatch with Artest.
Well, I would expect his teammates to try to give him an awful lot of help, but you're right, Al. That's a very difficult matchup for Mobley. And it should be something the Pacers look to exploit. They want to throw the ball inside, but even more so with Artest being defended by the smaller Cuttino Mobley.
Artest has been the Pacers' leading scorer in the last couple of games that he has played. 21 against Cleveland, 24 against Houston.
You know, he had a pad on that bruised right wrist, but decided to leave it in the locker room. as he makes his way back. Was thrilled yesterday when he got the news that the MRI had not shown anything negative.
What do you leave back in the locker room? The wrist or the pad?
The pad.
Oh, okay. But Ron, ready for this one, getting the Friday night off, although he was on the sideline cheering, wishing he were in there, especially in the closing moments of the tight game against the Hawks. Chris Kaman, third-year man out of Central Michigan, 6th pick in the draft coming out, and he is entrenched in that starting lineup. There is Maggette getting that outside shot going early. Maggette missed the first 4 games with a hamstring injury. Return coming off the bench for the next 4. Did not like that experience, but now he's back in the starting lineup, and he's running ahead of the crowd. Breaks away, but misses it, being pressured by Steven Jackson. And Maggette calls a timeout. So Maggette is flying early. And a 20-second timeout taken by the Clippers. No need to rush him. The team is doing very well right now. And he is getting close. Livingston last year, the 4th pick in the first round. That rebound run down by Crozier is becoming the human rebounding machine for Indiana as they await the return of Jeff Foster, not activated tonight. Pacers playing without Scott Pollard. Touch of the food poisoning. Indiana keeping this one alive. 4 minutes into the game. Tinsley for 3, and he's got it.
That's one of the best times to get a good look at that three-point shot, Al, is when you come up with an offensive rebound, defenders are scrambling, you make the extra pass, you usually get a chance for a wide-open look at the three-point shot.
Well, Maggette making the extra pass. Not seen very often in these parts, and the foul is called.
Well, this is one of the things the Clippers felt like they didn't do well enough Friday night against Denver, was attack and try to make the extra pass. Penetration by Maggette, and then Kaman able to get himself to the foul line by taking it aggressively to the hoop.
Foul is called on Steven Jackson. He has his first. Kaman, who led Central Michigan to their first NCAA appearance since the days of Dan Marley back in 1987. Very active big man, and he has been putting double-double numbers up of late over the last 4 games. He's kind of getting into that double-double mark. He had points, 10 rebounds against the Nuggets in the loss Friday. Jackson versus Maggette. Spins inside. Beautiful move. And Steven Jackson. Now, he was making moves like that against Atlanta the other night, and they were all missed. Heard it from the crowd, but Steven's a scorer, Clark. Unorthodox shooter. And there are nights when he makes every one of those shots. Cassell, baseline jumper, and that is his sweet spot. And the Clippers maintain the 4-point lead. Again, Clippers 5-0 at home. The only NBA team at this point still undefeated on their home floor. Pacers looking to do something about that today. Jackson over Brand.
I think Steven probably passed up a decent look at the 3 on the initial pass. Sometimes that rhythm dribble gets you into more trouble than it does you good.
Mobley, who hardly passes up on a 3-point shot. Brand, has he been working on that one?
Perhaps.
Well, he has been in the gym off season, put on about 20 pounds, working on his shooting touch. Hardly a play called for Elton Brand. A lot of garbage work inside. O'Neal, and Kaman gets his hand at the right place at the right time. And they say it deflects off of Jermaine O'Neal and out of bounds. So the Clippers get possession. Cassell weaving through traffic again for that baseline jump.
Well, you've got to get to the ball and stop it early, because the Clippers are going to run after makes or after dead ball turnovers. They're going to push the ball up the court, so you have to be attentive to stopping the ball and matching up, because Sam Cassell will look to do just what he did there, run it up your throat and then take a quick shot.
Players, including Jermaine O'Neal, to be averaging 20 points and 10 rebounds this season.
He's also shooting 57% from the floor out so far this year. Nice work by the Pacers out of the timeout.
Speaking of high percentage shots.
Yep.
So Steven Jackson, early high man with 6. Pacers first of 2 games against the Clippers this year. This high-scoring LA team will be in Indiana December 21st. There is Brand, baseline setup. And Crozier gets his hand on that one, and now it's a 3-on-2. Tinsley has choices, and O'Neal at least will get to the foul line. So once again, Jermaine gets inside. Can't finish it, but he could do the job with 2 from the line.
Nice job here by Stephen Jackson to allow Tinsley to get that loose ball so the lanes could be filled. J.O. just unable to finish. That's a couple of chippies the Pacers have not converted here in the early going.
And who was the man left inside on Jermaine O'Neal? The aforementioned Patino Mobley.
Well, they call him Cat. He's showing you the quickness to be a little bit of everywhere here at the defensive end.
Well, perhaps giving away so much size, that's about the only way he's going to be able to defend against some of the bigs of the Pacers.
You use what you have.
Jermaine O'Neal, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 4 block shots against Atlanta, and even that was not enough on Friday night. Indiana Pacers just out-hustled by the Hawks and looking to bounce back as they begin this 5-game road trip out west. Hard drive by Maggette. And the Clippers, just about halfway through this first quarter, already have 20 on the board. Pacers' defense has been excellent the last 4 games, giving up around 80 points per game. Wide open look for Tinsley. 2 men on Artest. Takes it anyway. And now the Clippers fast breaking with Cassell at the age of 36 in his 13th season out of Florida State. Brand overplayed by Crozier. Several fakes. Crozier doesn't bite. 10 still on the shot clock. Artest, Cassell, you know he wants to go. Once he sees it's Artest on him, taking on the challenge. Artest again with Patino Mobley guarding him. Tinsley another 3, and Kaman sweeps the boards. Mobley giving up 45 pounds, 3 inches in height to Artest. Kaman, double team, still gets it and foul. So Chris Kaman, the 7-footer, doing his work inside.
Pacers a little bit untidy on their rotation here. Austin Crozier leaves a tad late, and as a result, Kaman able to catch and finish inside with a chance for the 3-point play. Those rotations, you have to be on the string together. The effort was good by Crozier. He just got there a step late.
Kaman has started every game, as have Elton Brand, Patino Mobley, and Sam Cassell. So this is a unit that, even though have only played 12 games together, getting to know one another in a hurry. Clark, we talked about, you take a look at players who've had the selfish reputation. Sam Cassell, who always wants to handle the ball. Patino Mobley, who always wants to shoot the ball. They've come in here, and it's been instant chemistry. How do you figure that?
Well, I think you've got to look at where these guys are in their careers. Cassell coming off an injury-plagued year last year, playing in a contract year. He wants to help this Clippers team emerge out of mediocrity. So that's motivation. And Jermaine O'Neal, again, unable to finish. And then Patino Mobley, 30 years old, been in the league 7 years. Around other good players, I think they feel like, hey, this team has a chance to be reasonably special. So I think all of that comes together to maybe change the perception that many have of Mobley and Cassell.
I will see what happens now with Mike Dunleavy as he is about to go to the bench for the first time. Clippers light on the bench, especially in the absence of Rebrasha and Livingston.
Well, they need Chris Wilcox to step up and play the way he's capable of playing. He's a big, active body, can get on the glass, can be an effective defender and shot blocker. And they need him to bring energy and consistent production in the areas of rebounding and defending and running the floor, because he can actually help this team if he does those things.
8th pick in the first round, coming out of Maryland, his sophomore season, a national championship with the Terrapins, but he has been an enigma here in Los Angeles, beginning his 4th season, gets an opportunity now, and the Clippers need him, especially with Rebrasha, the regular heartbeat, on the shelf. Jermaine O'Neal, 1 of 2, and we have a whistle inside, and
Wilcox.
He has not even been on the floor officially for a second, and he has his first personal foul.
You've got to give Danny Granger an awful lot of credit there just by being active and making an effort to get to the offensive board. Take a look at it right in the middle of your screen. See, there's the push, and again, Granger, by making an effort to try to get to that rebound, forced Wilcox to push him.
And Granger on the floor. He has been roughed up of late. One night against Atlanta, he had 3 points and 7 stitches on the score sheet, getting several shots to the face. And there's Jermaine, even after the whistle, trying to stuff with authority.
Yeah.
I think Jermaine better check out the top of that rim, see if it's closing up. But there is Danny Granger. Got a shot to the mouth and then under the eyelid, ending up playing only 8 minutes after a breakout game the night before against Cleveland. Was ready to rock and roll against the young Hawks, and here he is bouncing back like a hockey player, gets stitched up, and he's right back on the floor. Meanwhile, he's joined by fellow rookie Sharunas Jasikevičius, who hits that tee. Fred Jones on the floor. So Rick Carlisle, many resources on the bench.
Boy, Danny Granger was wide open. Jermaine O'Neal saw him late and then made an errant pass.
7-point lead for Los Angeles. Elton Brand, nice pass inside to Wilcox, muscles in, and he draws the foul, and it is on Jermaine O'Neal. So J.O. gets his first foul. Elton Brand making the play. He has been passing more and enjoying it more, and so have his teammates. And now Wilcox will step to the line for a couple of shots. Last 3 games, he has played a total of 29 minutes and has scored a total of 2 points. Pacers now getting a good look at the Western Conference. 5 games on the road, and then the Mavericks to meet them in Indiana when they return. Jackson, fadeaway, got it. So Stephen Jackson, the shot has returned, and he has 8 of the Pacers' 18.
Well, I tell you what, it's almost automatic with Cassell. If he gets it in his hands with the head of steam, he's looking to create offense for himself, even after made field goals.
And there the good look by Jasikevičius. And there seems to be a sync between the two rookies, the 29-year-old rookie Jasikevičius and Granger, the youngster who played 4 years in college. Both joining the Pacers this year, looking to make an impact immediately. And there you just saw the connection, which gets Granger to the foul line. The call against Maggette, that is his first personal foul. And Granger maybe a little extra in it here today against the Clippers, who had the 12th pick in the draft and passed on Danny Granger.
Did you bring that to his attention, by the way, today?
18-year-old rookie, Russian rookie, Yaroslav Korolev, who doesn't get any playing time. I thought he may punch me in the mouth. I didn't want any of those stitches. Wilcox, turnaround over O'Neal. Did you mention anything to Wilcox?
No, I did
not.
I'm sure his coaches and teammates have talked enough to him, though, because he's talented. This kid could be a real help to this club if he'll focus in and be attentive to working hard consistently and doing the things he's capable of doing when he's out on the floor. Playing with great energy, rebounding the ball, and taking his opportunities in the post when they come.
Cassell throws to the hoop. Well, Wilcox has had a terrific start, but that pass was ridiculous. And the Pacers will get it when we return. And the Pacers, a strong defense of late, being tested by the Clippers, one of the early NBA phenomenons of the 2005-2006 season. Granger, the hard drive. Here is Fred Jones. Jasikevičius for 3. Swish.
Well done by the Pacers that time. What they call their dribble, drive, pitch, and kick. Drive and kick offense. So they penetrate, try to force help, and then kick it out to a good shooter who's got his feet ready and is squared up to the goal.
Granger with the rebound into the hands of Artest. Artest drives hard to the hole for the reverse and a beauty. First field goal of the day for Ron Artest, and the Pacers now squeeze to within 4. Maggette taken off by Jasikevičius. He has the high-flying Freddie Jones, who swoops in, and the Pacers have now cut it down to 2. They trailed by as many as 9, and the run is on for Indiana, and it is fueled by the bench. Double pump by Brand and the foul. So rookie Danny Granger now coming up against one of the best low-post players in the league, and Granger doesn't like that call, but he is hit with his first foul.
Nicely done here by Jasikevičius. He is so good at releasing the pass just when the scorer is best in position to receive it and finish. And that looked as though Elton Brand may have shuffled the feet a bit, but in that situation, Granger gets an unfortunate whistle. Thought he was in pretty good position defensively there.
Elton Brand has been a 2010 player, whole career, but has essentially been the radar screen. Never made the playoffs, never been on a winning team, the Clippers and the Bulls. All-Star team once, and that's because Shaq was injured and he was a late replacement, so never really selected or voted to the All-Star team. Artest rattles the rim from deep, so Ron Artest now starting to feel it inside the final minute.
See, with this unit on the floor, Ron Artest becomes a primary offensive option. He always is, but sometimes with O'Neal on the floor, he's secondary. Now with this unit, he becomes a primary focus and will look to be, I think, more aggressive in getting the ball to the basket.
Well, aggressive in getting the rebound was David Harrison, who joins the fray, and now gets it inside from Artest. Harrison got that great body and touch inside, a rare miss from that angle for the second-year man out of Colorado. Cassell trying to get the foul, and then it's Cassell fouling Jasikevičius.
Boy, nice job by David Harrison to help out Jasikevičius, who was late getting to Cassell after almost coming up with the steal in the backcourt.
So not a good sequence for Sam, the man. Jasikevičius, one of the best in the league from the foul line, and he is joined by several others on the floor here today. Jasikevičius at 93%, ranks 6th in the NBA behind Cassell. Crozier and Maggette also 4, the top 11 foul shooters in the league playing this afternoon. So a big start for Sharunas, 6 points off the bench in the first quarter, and it's a 1-point game. Final shot for the Clippers. Cassell. 1 second, and the defensive play made by the former Defensive Player of the Year, trying to regain that crown, Ron Artest. Pacers end the quarter on an 11-3 run. Ewing switching up on the dribble, forcing that one. And this will be against Harrison. No, they say it's on Crozier. So Austin Crozier gets his second personal foul. And now changes. Mike Dunleavy has gone long enough without another of his starters. So Maggette comes in, as well as the veteran out of Kentucky in his 10th season. Pacer fans remember Walter McCarty throwing up 3-pointers several years ago as a Boston Celtic in the playoffs against the Pacers. McCarty just 2 years ago hit 137 threes with the Celtics. Mobley, no, and Harrison fending off Kaman with one arm, grabs the rebound with the other. Tinsley now looks to organize the offense. Pacers have an opportunity to take the lead. Left-hand dribble, beautiful by Tinsley, and he puts Indiana up front 37-36. First time the Pacers led since they opened the scoring with a bucket.
Give a lot of credit to the second unit. Doing a nice job to get the Pacers back in it at the end of the second quarter. And now Rick Carlisle trying to massage his different lineup combinations to maintain control of the game.
Tinsley again easily gets away with Ewing using that left-hand dribble, and Tinsley pops in a little J, and he has 6 points. And the Pacers pop back in front. Now it's Tinsley defensively against the scoring Patino Mobley. And Indiana staying with this group.
They're going to stay with this play too. A little ISO for Tinsley.
Harrison looking. Artest, 8 seconds on the shot clock. He now has the bigger man, Kaman. Got it. Ron Artest from deep, and the Pacers have their biggest lead, 41-38 in LA against the Clippers, who at this point stand atop the Pacific Division, with the Lakers on the bottom, 3.5 games behind. Defensive for 3 seconds against Indiana. Mike Dunleavy in his 13th year as a head coach in the NBA, been with the Lakers, Milwaukee, Portland. This is his 3rd year with the Clippers. And Clark with the 9-3 start. He is now only 27 games under the 500 mark as head coach of the Clippers. But last year, 37 wins, which in Clipperland is an excellent record. Remember, they have been over 500 only twice in the 27 years since the team moved from Buffalo to the West Coast.
Back in 79 and then 92. You know who the leading scorers were? I'll tell you later.
Stay tuned. Entertainment, information, all packed into this telecast. And Tinsley right now being very entertaining himself. He has hit 3 quick field goals. He is lit up Los Angeles, and the rookie Daniel Ewing. Pacers lead is 4. Kaman stretches out way off the mark, but Maggette gets the rebound, figures he deserves the shot. 9 points for Corey Maggette, who's averaging 22 points a game. But he's only been at the foul line once tonight. And now it's Maggette racing the other way. At 6'6", he's a slasher. McCarty is set up for his 3. Maggette will take it, and there it is. Corey Maggette now going wild. He has 13 points. He's put the Clippers back in front. Just under 5 minutes left in an entertaining first half. Timeout, Indiana.
Pensico Fieldhouse the other night. It is chilly here.
Artest, shot clock down. And the Clippers are running. It's Cassell with Mobley, Kaman, Brand, and Maggette. So Dunleavy for the final 4 minutes plus, reuniting his starting 5. And the starting 5 also for the Pacers back on the floor. And it's a 1-point game. Pacers a record of 7 of 4. Did you see that dribble by Tinsley so quickly? But now he's double teamed. In the crowd goes behind the back. Artest has Jackson open. He shoots. Oh, Crozier pulled down. No foul there. It has Rick Carlisle screaming. Crozier voicing his complaint to one of the officials as he makes his way back to the defensive end. Crozier guarding Kaman, using the body. And Kaman with a soft touch. And the Clippers lead is now 3. Steal by Maggette. Mobley for 3. Well, the Pacers have the difficulty with the Hawks on the offensive boards. Against the Clippers should not be a problem, because the Clippers are the next to worst offensive rebounding team in the league. And on that play, Jermaine O'Neal gets his 2nd personal foul.
When they push the ball up and get early offense and get shots at the goal, when you're scrambling and transitioning, it creates opportunities to get to that offensive glass a little bit better.
Kaman makes his first of 2.
Stop! Stop!
Kaman sinks the 2, so he continues to put some nice numbers on the board. 10 and 6 here in the first half, and the Clippers, after losing the lead and falling behind by 4, have put on the run, looking to close out the first half strong. Tinsley in the air, comes up short, and it'll be against LA as Tinsley aggressively went after the missed shot and got hammered. It is called on Brand, his second, and the Clippers call a timeout. Indiana with the ball. Final 3 minutes of the second quarter. Tinsley gets the step. Pacers whip the ball around. Jackson, Tinsley inside, and he squeezes in there on the big man Kaman. So Tinsley, who uses that body so well, has that quick release, compliments of Steven Jackson. And Tinsley with a hot second quarter, now in double figures with 10. Jackson makes the defensive move. And Ron Artest rejoining the Pacers after missing 1 game with the bruised wrist. Fighting for the offensive rebound, Jermaine O'Neal, and a reset of the 24. Artest one-on-one with Mobley at his strip, and Indiana will retain possession with 12 seconds on the clock. Clippers argue it, but it is Indiana basketball.
Good ball movement and a beautiful pass here from Steven Jackson and Jamal Tinsley, and because he was inside of Kaman, no chance for Kaman to block that shot. Tinsley having a terrific second quarter here.
The lone Pacer in double figures with 10. Jermaine O'Neal coming off the 30-point game. Has 4 today. Another reset for Indiana. The double team on O'Neal. Again the double team. It leaves Tinsley open. Artest, one bounce to a cutting Jackson, and a beauty, the play of the game so far. As the Pacers hook up there and then foul at the other end.
Boy, that's back-to-back. Terrific passes by the Pacers for easy layups. Artest keeping the dribble alive and Jackson making himself available. Ron Artest did a nice job leading Jackson to the open space for that layup.
Tell you, the last 2 ball games, Danny Granger is saying that this rookie thing has really hit him. Getting the 2 shots in the face against Atlanta Friday, and some of these quick foul calls, shaking his head. He already has 3 personal fouls, and Elton Brand taking it to him inside. Brand has been held to only 8 points in this first half, make it 9. He averages 23.5 points a game, 9th best in the league. He also averages 10 rebounds a game, 8th best in the league. He's in the top 10 in 4 major categories, also including block shots and field goal percentage. Jackson, Crozier, Kaman gets him from behind. But Indiana working some magic with their passes. Mobley almost loses. Maggette wrapped up there by Artest. Brand with Crozier in his face. 11 points now for Elton Brand, and the Clippers by 5 as we close out the first half. Tinsley. Jackson easily steps by Mobley and overshoots. Very active, gets his own rebound, but not for long. And Tinsley reaching in on Cassell has foul number 2.
I think they called that on Steven Jackson now. Boy, Jack probably wanted to throw that down on the drive. changed his mind in flight and then just overshot it.
Cassell will have the 2 foul shots, helping to lead the Clippers to the best start in franchise history. Record of 9-3. That's the 3rd best in the NBA right now, behind Detroit 10-2 and San Antonio 10-3. The league champions the last 2 seasons. Cassell, excellent foul shooter, 5th best in the league, and he has a 9-point, or check that, 10-point first half.
The Clippers have managed a couple of mini surges here to maintain control after the Pacers had played extremely well to take a lead. Now let's see if the Pacers can finish strong on these last couple of possessions.
Off balance, a heave by Artest leads to the Clippers breaking out. But they'll settle it down. They'll come away with the last shot. And they are getting an ovation from the crowd here at the Staples Center, appreciating their effort against one of the elite from the East. Tinsley, they have time, racing the clock, desperation mid-court. And that is it.
From your teammates, but you also have to be willing to kick it out and then repost aggressively. And sometimes you just need to go quick. Once you catch it, try to beat the double team with a quick move.
Kaman quickly gets it inside. He is fouled by Crozier. And Austin Crozier returning home to Los Angeles, getting the start here tonight, and has just picked up his 3rd personal foul.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal that time tried to come up with the steal, gambled and missed, and then Crozier, in his attempt to help his teammate out, picks up a foul, and Kaman, first guy to score here in the second half.
Clippers, who have had a sorry past, but of late Kaman becomes one of the byproducts, a 6th pick in the first round out of Central Michigan, and he has now stepped into the starting lineup. Great size at 7 feet 265, and Mike Dunleavy, who said he felt good about the start of the season and his roster, but he didn't think that they would come together this fast from a chemistry standpoint.
Well, you never know when you add new pieces, but winning has a way of smoothing out the bumps.
O'Neal makes the hard move inside, and he draws the foul, and that is the 3rd, if it is on Kaman. No, they said underneath was Mobley. So Mobley has his 2nd personal foul, the only member of the starting 5 that has yet to kick into gear offensively. And Jermaine O'Neal blowing on his hands, as we mentioned before, very cold inside the Staples Center. It'll probably warm up by tonight when the Lakers take the floor. It will be a different floor. You see the Clippers name on this one. They actually changed the floor for games, as the Lakers will host the New Jersey Nets. So it's the Clippers, the best team in LA right now at 9-3. The Lakers at 5-6 in the bottom of the Pacific Division, 3.5 games behind the Clippers. So O'Neal leaves that at the foul line. 5 points for Jermaine O'Neal. Artest with but 7. Kaman. And it's a travel violation against the Clippers. Pacers are staying with a man-to-man defense. With the other end, the Clippers are doubling every time Jermaine O'Neal gets the ball, as well as Artest. Tinsley working off O'Neal. And that's off the fingertips. The hot pass off of Crozier. And the turnover is returned.
Pacers only had a couple of turnovers in that first half, a number that you very well could live with, considering how poorly they've handled the ball in recent games. Nice job by Artest, right on top of Maggetti's right hand there.
7-4 Pacers against the 9-3 Clippers. Tinsley cut off by Cassell, and Cassell has his 2nd personal foul.
You see Artest in excellent defensive position, timed the shot attempt beautifully, and the Pacers able to go the other way. See if they can find a way to get J.O. off in the post. He's doing a nice job getting to the foul line. See if he can get some scoring opportunities inside here in the third quarter. Might have to step outside to get it done.
And he does. Second field goal of the night for Jermaine O'Neal, set up by Jamal Tinsley, who passed up on a good look. Tinsley had the hot second quarter and is the high man for the Pacers with 11. McGetty puts it in the air, and O'Neal into the hands of Tinsley, and here come the Pacers firing out. Cross-court Artest sets up the three, and Kaman using the body, but O'Neal sneaks in. Jackson, he's open for three, and fires and hits. Steven Jackson, dead-eye from downtown, and the Pacers bounce back to within three, showing some hustle on the offensive end, and manufacturing that three-pointer off of a offensive rebound. And this foul is called on Artest. Overplaying, gets his second personal foul. And a 20-second timeout called by Mike Dunleavy. Does not like the way things have been shading the last few sequences. All add up to a 500 record, 31 wins and 31 defeats. And this is the roughest of the five record-wise. The Pacers embark on their longest trip of the season. Tinsley, cross-court, Jackson cannot hold on. So two of Tinsley's passes now to Jackson and Crozier, either too hot or high to handle.
Well, I think Steven Jackson actually was thinking about what he was going to do with that ball before he caught it. Took his eye off of it momentarily. It wasn't a perfect pass, but it was one that should have been caught.
3 minutes into the second half. Pacers looking to become the first team to beat the Clippers on their home floor. Brand in his office. So Brand, who just marked down a 20-10 game, when he goes on, and he had 11 points, 5 rebounds in the first half.
You know, throughout his career, he's averaged no less than 18 points a game, no more than 20.1 points a game in his years in the league. And the same in rebounding. 9.5 was his low mark. Right around 12 was his high mark. So you talk about a consistent 20-10 guy. I don't know if there's ever been anybody more consistent in posting those numbers throughout his career than Elton Brand has been.
So you are saying the model of consistency. Kaman and O'Neal, it's off of the Clippers and out of bounds. Indiana Pacers have lost 4 games this year, all kind of the humbling variety games that just stay with you. 3 of them they've lost by a total of 5 points. And then there was the meltdown in Charlotte. Crozier flicks the wrist, and he's got it. A 3-pointer by Austin Crozier, his first field goal of the day. And that ties it up at 58. Foul whistled inside against the Pacers. Jermaine O'Neal has just picked up his 3rd personal foul and taking a shot with the physical Chris Kaman inside. That's who O'Neal has been dealing with. Finding out today, Clark, that Chris Kaman in just his 3rd season has improved faster than the Pacers had thought.
Big fella's got a nice touch. He's pretty skilled, effectively can use both hands. He's aggressive. And usually it takes a little while for the big guys to find themselves in this league, and he's shown nice progress in this his 3rd year. And he's in a situation where he doesn't have to carry the load offensively. He just has to cash in on the opportunities that he'll get by virtue of playing with some pretty good offensive players when you've got Brand, Cassell, and Mobley surrounding him.
O'Neal goes glass as he was cut off by 2 defenders. And Jermaine O'Neal had 4 points in all of the first half. All of a sudden has responded with 7 quick ones to start the second, and he has 11. The spin by Mobley. It is loose.
Nobody found the ball, though. All of the Pacers had their back to the orange. And Rick Carlisle wondering why the shot clock was reset, and so am I. That ball never hit the rim.
and as are the officials. Will now stop play, and they will address and correct the situation.
You know, you go back to Jermaine O'Neal, you talk about his 7 points in this quarter. Nobody knew more than he did that he had struggled in that first half. I mean, he had 3 or 4 shots that went around and out that he didn't finish. So I'm sure he was seething and was ready to come out and get going here in this third quarter, and he's done just that.
Also would like to put a dent into the record of Mike Dunleavy, who coached Jermaine in his earliest years in Portland when Jermaine was not satisfied with the lack of playing time he received by his then coach with the Trailblazers. And of course, Jermaine extremely pleased to leave Portland and come to Indiana, where he has blossomed into one of the best players in the NBA. Cassell, 1 second on the shot clock, and the Pacers with Tinsley grabbing it and racing out. Tinsley ridden by Cassell. Jackson heaves another 3. And Kaman in traffic rips it down. Pacers the opportunity to move back in front after trailing by 7 at halftime.
Well, tough matchup. Nice job by Austin Crozier, really trying to keep it out of Elton Brand's hands. And the Pacers get another turnover.
And there is Artest on top of the basketball. Second in the league in steals. As he looks to reclaim that Defensive Player of the Year award. Hard drive by O'Neal, and Brand is there for the block. He stands at number 4 in the NBA in that category. And the whistle as Tinsley slows down that break by the Clippers with a foul. So it's 6'8", but an incredible wingspan. Timing that one, getting it with the fingertips. Elton Brand extending as far as he could.
And J.O. obviously wasn't at the apex of his jump either, so it made it a little easier for Brand. If you talk about that wingspan, O'Neal was actually on his way down as Brand blocked that shot. Clippers now becoming a little stagnant, but give the Pacers defense credit. They're more active defensively, moving their feet, getting their hands in the passing lanes, trying to really help out the post defenders by putting pressure on the ball and digging in aggressively.
Tinsley with Cassell right there, and here is Maggette. The race is on, and Jackson gives him an N1. Jackson couldn't get him completely.
That's a tough situation for Stephen Jackson. He thought he had a chance to maybe keep Maggette from getting the hoop, took a chance, and just wasn't quite aggressive enough to make sure that the ball didn't get up and down. Tough shot here, and with everybody down along the baseline, it was an easy run out for Maggette.
And a 3-point opportunity, but a rare miss from the foul line for Maggette. Coming in 90% from the line. And Tinsley on the run. Scrapping for it is Artest. And the foul. The basket will count. So muscling in at 6'7" and 260. Ron Artest could come away with a 3-point play and the lead for Indiana.
That's why you've got to be able to use both hands in close. Artest going to hold off Mobley with the right arm and then finish with the left.
So the Cat Mobley gets his 3rd personal foul. Pacers have seen Jermaine O'Neal pick it up here in the 3rd quarter. Now they're waiting for Ron Artest to join him. And Indiana again struggling at the foul line. Artest has missed 2 of his last 3, and we remain tied at 62.
Well, the defense has really ratcheted up here in the 3rd quarter, Al. Oh, there's Kaman. He's effective with that left hand. But the Pacers doing a nice job. They forced 4 turnovers already in this quarter. The shooting percentage is headed south for the Clippers. It had been hovering above 50%. It's down into the mid-40s now.
And there is the isolation. Forget about it. Artest walking in, not only on the smaller Mobley, but Mobley remains on Artest even though he has 3 personal fouls.
Well, that speaks volumes to the kind of confidence they have in Mobley as a defender, or the lack of confidence in the starting small forward, Corey Maggette.
And now the Clippers try to work things out. They have seen a 7-point lead evaporate. Cassell Maggette, Mobley, Brand, and Kaman, the starting five, remaining on the floor. Stripped away. Artest gets the hand in there. Crozier gets the whole body in there, trying to call a timeout, but instead a loose ball. Now, when you're scrapping for a loose ball with Elton Brand, you really have no shot because it appears as if he has 8 arms like an octopus.
Well, good job here by Austin Crozier to hold his ground, bump that ball loose. Actually, Brand seemed to have just lost it.
And there is
he almost wrestled it out of there.
Where'd that other arm come from?
He almost wrestled it out of there.
So they will jump it up.
Well, but you like the energy and the effort the Pacers are putting forth here.
And that's what you've been seeing from Crozier, who has really been their energizer bunny. 15 rebounds the last game, tying a career high. And he has been inspiring for the Pacers, whether he's been starting or coming off the bench. Taking that the role of the veteran, professional, always prepared, always ready.
Trying to set an example in terms of doing whatever's necessary to try to put his team in a position to win.
Regained by the Clippers. Less than 5 minutes remain in the third quarter. Maggette comes around for the fadeaway, and there is Crozier right on cue, skying for the rebound. That is his 4th today.
Another good job by Ron Artest to avoid being screened and to challenge the shot.
And now it is Maggette picking up Artest, goes right to it, but they're going to call the foul on the floor, the ball on the floor on Maggette.
Wow.
And Artest has a potential 3-point opportunity wiped out. But right now, this is a huge dilemma for the Clippers. You're looking at him. Elton Brand, former teammate of Ron Artest with the Bulls and also AAU ball back in New York. Will he get the assignment next? Well, Mike Dunleavy making a different move now. He's going to the rookie, James Singleton, out of Murray State. Played the last couple of years in Italy at 6'8", 215, still giving away weight, but a very active player.
Averaged a double-double in his tour of duty overseas.
First 2 games this season actually as a Clipper, although reality has since set in. Now Tinsley operates with 7 on the shot clock. Artest going right at Singleton, down to 3 seconds and over dribbles. Gives it back, Mobley streaking out. And now it's the Clippers who need the basket to tie it up.
Boy, Danny Granger guilty again. A little too much hand fighting there. Sometimes when you're a rookie, those fouls seem to just stick to you.
The radar on the rookie, Danny Granger, who has already picked up his 4th. He's only played 9 minutes.
That means Austin Crozier, I think, about to re-enter the ball game.
And it puts Brand to the foul line. And he's made all 4 from there today. So there is the change. Crozier sits down. Tinsley on the floor with Fred Jones, Steven Jackson, Ron Artest, and Jermaine O'Neal.
Well, Rick Carlisle pulled the switcheroo on us there. He had Austin Crozier at the scorer's table, appearing to be ready to check in, and changed it up, wanting to give Austin a little break as he's had to really battle inside against the likes of Brand, and on some switches has ended up trying to defend Kaman as well.
Or Rick trying to give Austin a little more airtime. Got the camera side as he was waiting. Tied at 64. O'Neal bumping with Kaman. Got the double team. Try to pass it out. This is Singleton. Well, he comes off the bench ice cold and hits the first shot. He has hit 12 of 22 from the floor this season. And didn't look nervous about taking that shot. Going right to it. Well, Clippers looking for an X factor to kind of pull them out of their lull here in this third quarter. Tinsley no. And now it is Mobley. Mobley has been held to just 2 field goals today. Fred Jones. And it's recovered by Indiana.
Mobley has had to concentrate and expend so much energy defensively, but that time they forgot about Ron Artest.
So Ron Artest must have felt it. Not even up to that three-point line. And the Pacers bounce back by one, and a timeout is called. So Ron Artest firing away as he goes deep, and the Pacers take the lead. Indiana with the ball. Sharunas Jasikevičius has replaced Jamal Tinsley and now will orchestrate for the Pacers. Jones watched by Mobley. Artest, and it is Elton Brand who now has the assignment. Artest stops and pops, and he got it. Ron Artest on fire. 9 straight points, all from the fingertips of the Rock, and the Pacers lead by 3.
Well, you called it a while ago, the dilemma that the Clippers have in trying to defend Ron Artest.
He is now one-on-one with Elton Brand. The crowd wanted the foul on Ron. 2:19 and counting here in this third quarter.
In addition to O'Neal and Artest waking up offensively, the defensive effort of the Pacers has been terrific. After shooting 52% in the first quarter, the Clippers are down to 42% now.
Kaman comes up with a loose ball, and that's only 14 points for the Clippers in the period after scoring 54 in the first half. Indiana clinging to the 1-point lead. O'Neal makes the move, has time to regather. He's got it, and he is fouled. And Jermaine talking to just about anybody in general in the crowd in that area as it's contested that first shot, and he comes out now with a 3-point possibility.
Well, he lost it going up on the first attempt, stayed with it though. Persistence pays off here. And it has to feel good for Jermaine O'Neal, who knows he's had 3 or 4 layups that he normally converts, not go down here today.
But the Pacers at the foul line, more troubles. They have missed 6 foul shots here tonight. Today,
almost tonight back on the East Coast.
We could get away with it.
Almost.
Near steal by Jasikevičius. 3 seconds to shoot. Artest takes it away. Busting out is Jackson. Beautiful lead to Artest, but twisted around, and Pacers unable to finish on that fast break opportunity.
Boy, they didn't run that one as smoothly as they needed to. You want to get that ball to the middle and then have choices as you fill the lane. With the ball on the wing, made it tough, and then Artest not able to cleanly catch that pass. And the Pacers miss an opportunity to add to their lead.
That's the 4th foul on Jermaine O'Neal. So a huge play as Brand looks to also collect at the foul line. Chris Wilcox is in. David Harrison replaces O'Neal with 1:12 to go. Kaman gets a breather. He goes out with the 3 fouls. Kaman 14 points, 11 rebounds. And Brand has made all 7 from the foul line this afternoon. Came in shooting 70%.
On the heels of 6 of 11 the other night from the line against Denver.
Brand overplaying, can't sell the call though. So now it is Brand against Artest. And you wonder, why was this not one of the original matchups? Because Brand, you would think size-wise, mobility matches up better on Artest than the first 2 choices of Mobley and Maggette. Jasikevičius watched outside by the rookie Daniel Ewing, and he makes the move in the air. Wilcox extends for the rebound. Final minute of play in the third. Mobley is yet to get started here this afternoon against the defensive work of Fred Jones. Jackson with the steal. He's racing with several teammates. Jackson tries to go all the way with the dribble. And it is Ewing who comes back to foul him. And Jackson will step to the foul line. Pacers have been able to bust out, try to get some fast breaks going.
Well, you'd like to see Stephen Jackson knock down these 2 foul shots because he had trailers that perhaps could have had open layup that he left the ball for him. So he's halfway home to the 2 points.
The pressure on Stephen Jackson, and he comes through. 15 points now for Jackson. And the Pacers with a 3-point edge. Maggette stops and pops. Singleton way upstairs.
He was up too early, though. Not how high you go, it's when you get there.
You know how excited he's got to be.
He just mistimed that jump, though, but you like the young man's effort.
This is the 8th game he has played. How about this for Singleton? The rookie played the last 2 years over in Italy. Opening night against Seattle, goes for 14 points, hitting 7 of his 8 shots and 10 rebounds. Next game he comes back against Atlanta, 13 points, 13 rebounds.
Well, he certainly has shown he's got that kind of energy and productivity in him. Mike Dunleavy might have to try to figure out a way to find him a little more time.
Very excited here today because he's only played a total of 1 minute the last 3 games. Seconds to go. Fred Jones. Ron Artest remains on.
For Ron.
Takes it in. And this time sees another defender. They're going to try Quentin Ross on him. And Ross has his, let's see, they call it on Maggette reaching in. So Maggette has his 3rd foul. The foul situation for the Clippers, Maggette and Mobley and Kaman each with 3. For the Pacers, Jermaine O'Neal has 4. Artest and O'Neal taking over in the 3rd quarter. They each scored 9 points. So 18 from the big 2. And Artest finally connects at the foul line after missing his last 2. So Ron Artest coming on in the 2nd half, and he is wearing down the Clipper defense. 18 now for Artest, and that gives Indiana their biggest lead so far today, 75-70. Artest and Maggette jockeying for position, and Maggette gets slammed. 4th foul on Corey Maggette, and you can see the bounce in the step of Ron Artest. Just happy to be back, and the key factor right now for Indiana. Artest missing Friday night against Atlanta, game in which the Pacers lost by 2 because of that bruised wrist when he was hammered on the wrist by LeBron James. Very much frustrated in his one-on-one encounter with Artest, and a 22-point win by Indiana. The move by Crozier, and he buries the ball. Austin Crozier, and now all of a sudden the Indiana Pacers pouring it on. They trailed by 7 at halftime. They lead by 7 1 minute into the 4th.
That time it seemed as though the Clippers were in a zone. Austin Crozier was just very patient. Looked at what he had available to him. A good ball fake right there. Maggette's gone. There's no help. And there's a flush for AC.
And that's, of course, our first field goal in the 4th. So, unfortunately, we do not have a winner today. Allen Rivers going with David Harrison. Crozier punctuates the first field goal with the slam. And there is Elton Brand trying to warm up the hands as he is quickly reinserted. Ewing, no, and Fred Jones leaping above the crowd. Jasikevičius and Jones, Artest, Crozier, and Harrison. 10 seconds still to shoot. Here's Crozier. He flicks the wrist. Looking for a 3. That would have been a damaging blow. And giving the Pacers a double figures lead. Singleton with Ewing and Ross. Only one starter on the floor for the Clippers, and it's Brand. Brand wants it. Stops and pops and comes up short. And Crozier wrestles it away from Quentin Ross. So the body language has changed in this one in the second half.
It all started with the energy at the defensive end of the floor, Al, in the third quarter. I really thought the Pacers really got after the Clippers, made it tough for them to run their sets. And then O'Neal and Artest got to work inside. And the Pacers, up to that point, hadn't really turned the ball over. Only 7 turnovers before that one. So a low turnover game thus far.
Harrison and Yesikavicius complaining that Harrison was tied up and held by Wilcox, but the officials let that one go. Ewing, watched by Yesikavicius. This is the wiry Ross. Singleton with that first step, and he is banged by Harrison, and his second personal foul. So Singleton showing some speed in the baseline. Harrison still talking to the official about the play at the other end of the floor. And now a couple of shots for Singleton, who is 12 of 13 from the foul line. 2 years in Italy after starring at Murray State. Played high school ball in Chicago. Senior year in high school, Clark, he averaged 18 points and 20 rebounds per game, shooting 74%. Not from the foul line, from the field.
He's getting all those rebounds and putting them back in the hole from close range. You like his activity. He's been productive anytime he's had a chance to play. Wonder how long Rick Carlisle goes with this unit.
Artest floats it high.
Oh, man!
Goes to the upper deck, turns into an assist for Artest. And the Pacers again by 7. Austin Crozier now coming through in this fourth quarter.
Well, that buys Rick Carlisle a little more time to keep Jermaine O'Neal on the bench and Ewing. That time, one of the few times the Pacers have not challenged the perimeter shooter. Here in this second half, that is.
He came into the game having hit 4 of 18 three-pointers. Crozier, telegraph pass, and Brand. So David Harrison just put it out there with Brand overplaying Crozier. And Rick Carlisle calls a timeout. We should see some changes when we return. This started things off for the Pacers in the fourth quarter. Austin Crozier with the fake, and he just buries it with authority at the first field goal with just under 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And the Clippers trailing by 4. It was a clear path foul. So Brand gets the 1 foul shot and the basketball. 4th foul on Crozier. Mike Dunleavy has seen his team go 5-0 at home, 4-3 on the road, and leading the Pacific Division with a record of 9-3. Ewing tries another 3, and O'Neal back in the game for Harrison after that errant pass leading to Brand's breakaway. 79-76. Tinsley back on the floor. Pacers with their starting 5. Crozier flicks the wrist, and he rolls it in. A 3-pointer by Austin Crozier. Prime time again today. He's in double figures with 12 points to go along with his 6 rebounds, and he is really nailing the Clippers here in the fourth quarter. Wilcox fade away, and so does the shot. Austin Crozier, the last 7 points for Indiana.
Well, that last opportunity created by that little pick and roll action the Pacers like to run with Jermaine O'Neal and Tinsley. A couple of guys went with O'Neal. Same thing happened there. Two guys go with O'Neal because they're afraid of him catching it in the post. This time Artest is able to step outside and knock down a wide open 3.
Second 3-pointer for Artest. He has 21 points. Came into the game shooting 41% from Threesville. Double team on Brand. And right now the Clippers staring around, but the rookie showing veteran poise as Ewing strikes.
Matter of execution now, Al. The Pacers have been able to get whatever shot they've wanted.
He feels it. He's got it. Nothing but net. Deadeye from downtown. Austin Crozier on fire. 10 of his 15 points packed into this fourth quarter, and we've only played 5 minutes of it. 18 points. The Pacers have hit 8 3-pointers. This is Singleton. And reaching in, Jermaine O'Neal. So right now the Pacers have taken the wind out of the Clippers, who poured in 54 points in the first half. And we're held to 16 in the third quarter and just 5 here in the fourth. They've scored 2 field goals in the last 7 minutes. Those 2 jumpers by the rookie, Daniel Ewing. Elton Brand trying to keep him away from the basket. A line drive jumper by Brand. 19 points with 8 boards. Or check that. That is 20 for Brand. 88-80. Still 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. O'Neal with Kaman now guarding him. There's the double team. Open man for the moment is Tinsley. 5 seconds to shoot. O'Neal, he shoots. And Crozier rips the rebound. And the Pacers with another opportunity and foul number 4 on Kaman. And right now, Austin Crozier energizing this Pacer team. Prime time today is Crozier. And doing it at both ends of the floor. Just doing it with energy.
He's playing with that kind of energy. Has played that way for the last 2 weeks. It's just been terrific. And the Pacers have needed it all, and still a long way to go in this one. Just need to make sure they execute. They've shown they can get high-quality shots with just a little patience and ball movement.
Pacers looking to make it 4 wins in their last 5 ball games. Tinsley, hard pass to O'Neal, fading away. Foul line jumper, Jermaine O'Neal.
That action there is going to get them whatever shot they want. Pick and roll involving Jermaine O'Neal and Tinsley. Tinsley's creativity, O'Neal can make the 15-footer. Plus, it puts great pressure on the interior defense because you don't want O'Neal to catch it in the paint.
Starting 5 reunited for the Clippers. Open jumper for Brand. Gets his own rebound. And Kaman digs inside. 16 points to go along with 11 rebounds for Chris Kaman. Tinsley gets the step on Cassell, and it turns into a layup for Jamal Tinsley as he just walks through the defense.
They won't wear out that action they've been running. No reason not to. The Clippers have yet to defend it.
Can they stop Elton Brand? The answer is no. 22, and Brand putting it on his shoulders right now. Clippers trying to hang around, keeping it under 10, and we duck under 4.5 remaining. Jackson O'Neal, and Brand gets up there for another block.
Well, that's a terrific play by Elton Brand because he was guarding Austin Crozier on the perimeter.
Maggette, who having touched the ball, quickly releases it. And Indiana wants to talk about it. So Rick Carlisle wants to get that lead back to double figures.
Oh, good look for Danny Granger there as he steps in to give Austin Crozier a break.
So Rick Carlisle going with the rookie in the final 4 minutes of this game. Granger on the floor with 4 personal fouls. Maggette being watched by Granger, and there is Tinsley heading in. Oh, a foul is called. Tinsley thought he got all ball.
I think they called the blocking foul on Granger.
That is right. So Danny just can't win. Has his 5th personal foul.
I think Austin was just looking for some oxygen there. He was gassed with the effort that he had put forth at both ends, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Rick Carlisle get him back on the floor in a minute or so.
Jackson smothering Mobley, just can't get him the basketball. 1 second to shoot. Great defense by Indiana.
It's been terrific ever really since the really in the second half. It's been outstanding. 9 steals for the Pacers, a number of deflections. Good aggressive challenging of shots both inside and on the perimeter.
O'Neal again, a good look. And the Clippers stay within 8. Under 3 minutes, Mobley. Pacers haven't heard from him yet. That is just his 3rd field goal. He averages 17 a ball game.
See, the thing about him and Cassell, and we talked about it in our open, they will take and make big shots. So even though he hasn't had it going today, you can't discount him. You've got to mark him and not allow him to get good looks.
Artest probes inside.
Pacers have gotten a little stagnant. Oh, nice play by Granger.
But can't complete, stays with it for another rebound and gets it out of danger. So Granger remaining on the floor with 5 fouls as the Pacers trying to get Austin Crozier back in. And Granger showing you the athletic ability and his energy. It's to Artest. Steven Jackson, he's a 3. And the Pacers have gone cold in the last couple of minutes. Now trying to hang on to what was once a 10-point lead. And Danny Granger comes out after that sequence. You get another look, takes it right out of the hands of Brand. Stays with it in traffic and gets it out of trouble. But the Clippers see that door ajar. 6 straight misses by Indiana. Keeping it open. Kaman is there. And this is a 4-point game. And another conversation for the Pacers. Rick Carlisle calls a time as he sees the hometown Clippers creeping back into this as time is down to 1:37. Indiana with the basketball. Shot clock at 13 seconds. Pacers looking for a diffusing basket right here. 4 seconds to shoot, and Crozier has to make the move. He turns. Artest does not beat the clock. And the Pacers getting rattled here down the stretch.
Well, they've become a little stagnant. I think they got a little conservative, looking to protect the lead and massage the last couple of minutes of the game a little prematurely. Got a couple of decent shots that didn't go. But you're always walking that fine line out between continuing to play aggressively in the flow that you've had or protecting a lead over the last 3.5 minutes. And what happens is the team down goes into desperation mode and they become the aggressors, and that's kind of what you're seeing right now.
8 straight points now for the Clippers as Mobley comes alive. Tinsley makes the move and Kaman with the block, but a foul.
I think they got Cassell. Yeah, Sam Cassell, because Kaman got all pumpkin. But Cassell guilty of shoving Tinsley in the back.
His 2nd foul, 4th on the Clippers. Tinsley has struggled from the foul line this season, but not there. A line drive shot. Mobley, one of the veterans, along with Cassell, big time player down the stretch. And he has been quiet until now. Tinsley came into this game having hit 10 of 22, 46% from the foul line, and he delivers 2 clutch shots inside a minute. And the Pacers get a 4-point cushion. Mobley, the 3-point threat. Oh, they give him plenty of room. Forget about it.
He's not missing those. I don't know. There's a miscommunication there, Al. 2 guys backed off of him.
3 straight field goals now for Mobley, who had 2 coming into the 4th quarter. A fired up crowd. Artest takes it in. Here's Jackson for 3. Long rebounds remain O'Neal.
Big time board by J.O. Long shots missed usually lead to long boards. And Cassell was matched up on J.O. and had no chance to win that battle for the board.
Indiana, another conversation. They had a timeout and the 20. They call the 20. They're Tinsley. Artest will put it in. Now it's Tinsley running it. Picked up by Kaman, 3 seconds. Tinsley looking for the shot himself. And Crozier gets the offensive rebound and is fouled with 4 seconds to go. One big play after another. Austin Crozier just out hustling and out jumping the Clippers. And the irony, the Pacers beaten on the offensive boards last game against Atlanta. 2 key offensive rebounds here in the closing minute to try to seal this. And the Clippers have to watch one of the best foul shooters in the league go to the line. And Austin Crozier, who has missed a foul shot tonight after making 2, came in at 93% from the line. Swish. So the Pacers up by 3. This one could make it a 2-possession game with 4 seconds to go. Crozier with 16 points has tied his season high, coming off a 15-rebound game against Atlanta. And he scores the 2 from the foul line. Austin Crozier has packed 12 of his 17 points here in the fourth. A couple of threes, but none bigger than those 2 foul shots. Pacers were up by 10 with a little under 5 minutes to go. The timeout situation.
Well, now you just want to play good defense. Try to make them use a little time of this 4.2 without fouling. Try not to let them get a quick, easy score. Good
and
play.
there's Artest, who just completely takes it out of the hands of the Clippers. What reaction. Cat-like by Artest on the inbounds. It looked like a goaltender making the save.
Well, turnovers have been a problem, but again, the Pacers' defense has been terrific. And there's Artest. Got a couple of finger pads on that one and able to reel it in. This one's done. A terrific start on this 5-game road trip for the Pacers, because the way they won, Al, was with the defense in the second half and then pounding the ball inside and timely shooting. But the effort is what you walk away with most impressed about.
And the Pacers with Danny Granger getting in there also with another key offensive rebound.
O'Neal had one. Yep.
And Crozier. And Artest, and there is Jermaine O'Neal putting the wraps on it with another touch off the offensive boards. Artest with 22 points. Crozier, though, steals the show with his incredible effort. He pours in 12 of his 17. All hustle all the time. It was exhausting Austin here today, exhausting the Los Angeles Clippers, as the Pacers, after 3 impressive wins at home, disappointed in giving the game to the Atlanta Hawks on Friday. But Ron Artest returns, and the Pacers with the chokehold on the Clippers in the second half, and come from behind to win this 97-92.